What up? What up? What up? Welcome back to another episode of One on One with Courtney Starks. I hope you all had a great weekend. I am still reeling in from my weekend. I have to say, I needed the break. So the 2 days off, I definitely needed. We have been working non-stop, guys. Literally non-stop. So the 2 days off that I took were needed. They were necessary. But I missed you guys. I really, really did. I'm hoping and praying you guys had an amazing weekend. Give me 1 second, y'all. You know, I always gotta do this. You know, I always gotta do this small stuff. But how are you guys doing? How is everyone feeling? Let me just write this stuff in. Can I add her on here or no? Oh no. Give me 1 second. But yeah, y'all can respond in here. How y'all feeling? Is put in. I never get this right. Sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get this together. My life is a mess. But yes, I'm sorry. I'm back. So yeah, I hope everybody had a great weekend. Literally, it was a good one. Like, I needed every bit of every sleep, all of the activities that happened. I needed them. No lie. Like, I was literally like, I could breathe. I wasn't up prepping. I wasn't nervous. I wasn't like kind of like trying to get my life together. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely a good one. But we are literally at the brink. You know, I went on Facebook Live earlier and just kind of thanked everybody. So I want to come on here and thank all of you guys who watched, who tuned in, and supported this entire summer. This series, like everything else that's happened with Courtney's Corner, was literally out of my control. I had no idea that this was going to be happening. I had no idea that this is something that I wanted to do. This was not planned. This was nothing that Courtney, planned for himself. I literally just, it literally just happened. No lie. It literally just happened, and I'm grateful for every single opportunity that I had all summer. But today is show number 1 for to the finale, and I know you guys are going to be so excited about our final guest for the series. I know it. I'm not even going to tell you who it is. You'll find out the day of, but it's going to be exciting. Like, literally, we've had amazing guests this entire series. I don't know what that was about. Sorry, y'all. But yes, I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. But then after that, I get to breathe again. I get to have a break. I get to just chill. But then we got a food and clothing drive. So if you have not yet seen the flyer for that, please check on my page. There's a link in my bio, I believe. I'm talking about the food and clothing drive, which is something that is near and dear to my heart. Just giving back to the community in such a way, definitely gets me every time. Being able to just help those. There are so many people right now who don't have food, who don't have clothes, who need us. When I say we're all in this together, I mean that shit. Like, we cannot do this without one another. We need each other to make it through here. You know what I mean? So September 27th, we're having our food and clothing drive. It's going to really be a blast just to come together as a community and do what we do best, and that's give back in a mighty way. So if you have not yet looked at the flyer or seen it, I will be going hard on promotion. So if you thought I was bad about it, if I was going in on it now, bruh, I'm just telling you, it's about to be a movie. Tonight's guest is going to be Miss Coco Brown. You know her as actress and comedian. She has starred in so many different things. Her notable ones is Tattoo. She played in Single Moms Club. Tyler Perry for better or for worse. She's been doing the damn thing. I'm literally just waiting for her to get in here, and we will start. So let me just send it back out to her again. She's probably like waiting for me and not realizing that I'm waiting for her. But I sent it out again, so hopefully she comes on, and we can get this started. I am low key excited, y'all. Like for real. I'm excited. I didn't get a nap in today though. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a nap in because I was so excited. I normally take a nap. You know, that's just my claim to fame is getting those good Z's in. But I didn't. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I'm hurt or if I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just know that I'm excited to talk to Ms. Brown. I have literally been planning this for a while. So I'm just waiting for her to join in on the conversation. Hopefully she'll be in any second. What I've learned to start doing is also sending in the lives so that way you can see, you can be a part of it. So let's just wait. I guess this is kind of see. Hopefully she comes in a minute and we can get this started. But any questions you may have for her, anything you may want to know while we're doing the interview, please put it in the queue. A lot of times you guys start going in on the comments and I can't really see them. I'm not really looking at them because I'm dead in conversation. So what I don't like to do is stop and scroll through comments. Put them in the queue. I'll do my best to get to the conversations. And then we'll go from there. I'm literally I want to make sure that she knows where. Well, she should know. I sent her all the information. But if she doesn't come in, then we're gonna call it a night until Wednesday. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, I'll be a little upset that she didn't come on. I sent it to her twice, so hopefully, if you guys are following Miss Coco Brown, go on to her page and tell her Courtney's Corner is waiting for you. But hopefully she comes on and we can start the conversation. You know, I'm excited. I'm really excited. She's in, so let's get started, y'all. I'm excited to do this. You ready? Bring on Miss Coco Brown.
I don't want you to get arrested.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing? I'm sorry,
I'm.
I am driving. I didn't realize that this was gonna fall right when my son finishes up football practice. So y'all are getting me in the car
Oh
right
my
now.
God. Well, I mean, it's up to you. Do you want to call me back? You want me to do this later? I don't want. It's up to you.
Well, if you don't mind that I'm looking at the road and not as much as you, honey, we fine.
Well, I mean, I'm just blessed to have you on the show.
Hey,
So.
I'm happy to be here. Like I said, I didn't realize it until literally I was sitting here getting ready to leave. And I said, wait a minute, did that flyer say 8 o'clock? I said, oh my God. They got to catch me in the car driving home from my son's football practice.
Oh man. Well, yes, listen, we are excited to have you. I've been raving about this from the time you and I spoke. So
Yeah.
I'm just ready to just tell you just how much I adore you, how much I admire
Oh,
you.
thank you.
And the large part of what I do is like giving people their flowers while they're here. You know, that's
Oh,
just what I
thank
truly believe
you.
in it. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you, baby. I appreciate that.
I like to go in. I'm not sure if you got an opportunity to look at my shows. I've interviewed a bunch of celebrities, but I dive into conversations. That's why I was asking about, I don't want you to be talking to me. Next thing you know, you got to stop at a stoplight somewhere and have this conversation.
Right. No, I mean, the good thing is, I got good service in my car. Like, to be honest, as long as you don't mind that I'm looking at the road, if you don't mind that,
No,
we
no, you're good.
good.
You're good. You're good. All
We
right, so
good.
we gonna get it. We're gonna get started. Everybody, this is Miss
Okay.
Coco Brown. Everybody, like I said earlier, before you got on, well renowned actress and comedian. But you know, a lot of times people just automatically assume that that's how you got your start. Like you just jumped in and became an actress, or you just jumped in and right. And I realized, you know, and kind of like doing my research, I realized that you had a lot to do before that even happened. If you don't mind talking a little to the people a little bit about how you got your start, because I found out that you didn't start in comedy, you were an advertising associate for the circus.
Yes, honey. I was the one when Ringling Brothers and Disney on Ice was popular and popping. I worked in the corporate offices in Vienna, Virginia. I was an account executive. My markets were Miami, Atlanta, DC, Seattle, Chicago, Indianapolis, mostly all of Texas. I was the one that made sure that those big old billboards on the side of the freeway that said the circus was coming was up.
Yes.
I was the one that made sure that those commercials were running on TV and on radio.
Right.
That was my job for those markets. And so I was going into those markets. And then right before I left, me and another young lady named Stacy, we created the we created the diversity program, which made sure that any inner city kids whose parents couldn't maybe afford the Circus Disney and Ice got to go.
Okay.
So we went into those markets like the Indianapolises, the Atlantas, the Miamis, the Chicagos, and we made sure that those kids, you know, in low income situations or whatever could go into the circus anyway. So we always made sure we allotted a certain amount of tickets and made sure those kids got it. And then partnered with other organizations in that city to make sure the kids were able to get there, whether it be a bus company or the school system, to make sure the kids could get there, you know. So that was something I was really proud of that I created right before I left the circus, right before I left them.
Right. Oh, yeah, Colin, your service is cutting out on me.
Oh, you know what? I'm in the woods. If
Hold
you give me 2 seconds, I should be fine in a second.
Sure.
Because I'm in Georgia, honey. I'm in the cut.
Well, you in the creeks and the valleys of things.
I'm in the cut, honey, and ain't nothing surrounding me right now but huge trees and let me I'm almost where I can be free. Is this where? Yes, I'm about to get back to the highway. I should cut back in very shortly.
Yes. I see you now. You're
okay.
back to normalcy.
I was in the cut. They practiced like way in the cut on some football fields, and I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but
yeah.
Okay.
So then you, this knowing your spirit now, it wasn't something that you wanted to do for longevity. So how did you know that? Listen, I want to hone in on my artistry. I want to hone in on comedy or on acting. When did that become part of your life?
You know, it's funny. I knew kind of early on, right after I graduated college, and I went to my first job after college, and I'm sitting in a cubicle, and I'm, in meetings and stuff. I just realized, I said, I don't know if this is for me, being stuck in a cubicle, and this is my life. I don't know if this is what I want to do. I was bored, point blank period. I was bored, and that's because I've always been a creative, and I don't know if, that was just yearning in me, because when I got the job at Ringling, I thought I was going to be designing the posters and things of that nature. But instead, I was the one handling the numbers.
Right.
And, and I don't know, that took away from that creative side of me that I needed. So when a friend of mine introduced me to a guy who owned a comedy club at a barbecue, and he said, you're just naturally funny. You ever thought about doing stand-up? And I was like, no. He said, you should come down to open mic. You should come down to open mic. And I said, well, I'm bored. I ain't got nothing else to do. Okay, fine.
Right.
And
oh, snap, not again. Sorry, y'all. This is live for you. I'm so sorry. But thank you guys for joining in. For those of you who are joining in right now, I appreciate it. I really Ooh. Ooh. That's what I was afraid of happening. We'll get her back in. She'll be back in momentarily. She probably just has that service because she's in the neck of the woods, y'all. But once again, if you have any questions for Ms. Brown, please don't be afraid to ask them inside of the queue. I'll get to all of them. I normally do my best in getting to all of your questions. So feel free to write them in, and towards the end, we'll get to your questions, or in the middle, wherever I can fit them in. And I'm looking forward to this. Once again, once she comes back in, I'll get her in. I know her service is a little bit messy, so pardon that. I'm sorry that that's happening. But yeah, cool. I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. We haven't even gotten started, so yeah. Let's get her back in.
Hey,
Hey.
I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what happened, but this is welcome to Georgia, honey. This is Georgia.
Yes.
I don't know
It's
what text
okay.
I'm hitting. I've had Zoom meetings for 3 hours
Mhm.
in my car, but for some reason I don't know. IG is the devil sometimes. Let me tell you,
Yes, no, it really
because
is.
I have been on IG Live and no problem, and then I've gone on IG Live and looked like a pixelated demon. It's insane. I don't
Yes,
know.
that's the
You never
truth.
know what you're gonna get. So, but yeah, I just like I said, I was saying that, when he asked me to try comedy, I was bored. I knew that I didn't want to be in a cubicle. I didn't know really what direction I wanted to go in. But comedy provided an outlet for that creativity. And when I realized I could get paid and have fun at the same time, I was like, what?
Mm.
So it became, my little passion on the side.
Yeah.
And then it took my boss firing me.
Whew.
She threw
Mm.
me out of Ringling Brothers, but she did it because she came to the DC Comedian of the Year competition that I ended up winning.
Yes.
And she said she was going to do me a favor, and she was going to fire me so I could get unemployment, so I could pursue my dream.
Wow. Talking about pouring into somebody.
And she and then gave me a severance.
Woo, look at God.
Yeah, so it
Yes.
worked out, and I've been doing it full time ever since.
Well,
And that was what? Yep, that was 98.
yes.
Yeah.
So what I love about your comedy is that it hits home because you've gone through some things, so you can now look back at those things and say, you know what, I overcame them. But now we can relate to those things. So
Mm-hmm.
trying to find that niche couldn't have been easy. Where
No.
did you find that relatability from to be able to make it comic relief?
It's funny. When I first came in the game, I didn't know a thing about comedy except for what I had seen on like Def Comedy Jam and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. I didn't know anything about being a comic. I was fortunate enough that I got an incredible mentor. He recently passed away, Darcel the Fat Dr. Blanchemont, God rest his soul. If you were a comedian in the DMV area,
Mm.
if you were lucky enough to be chosen by the Fat Doctor to mentor, and
Yeah.
he didn't mentor everybody. He mentored Martin Lawrence. He worked with Tommy Davidson. He worked with Dave Chappelle. He worked with, Donnell Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
He worked with a lot of people, but when he chooses you, it meant something because
Right.
this man kind of had this, like, he was a true comedian's comedian. He had
Yeah.
come up in so many different evolutions of stand-up, and then he knew the business.
Mm-hmm.
And when he chose to mentor me, which was a wonderful thing, he taught me the business. He taught me that there is an art form to writing a joke. You just can't get up there and talk trash.
Right.
You need to know how to write a set. There's
Mm-hmm.
setups and punchlines. There are callbacks. There are bait and switches. There's all kinds of
Yes.
different things, And then the basic formula for comedy is simplification times exaggeration equals funny.
Yep.
Everybody doesn't know that, So I'm grateful that I was under the tutelage of the great Fat Doctor. But it took me, I would have to say, a good 10 years for me to find my voice.
Mm.
Those first 10 years, and any comic that says otherwise is
It's a
lying.
lie.
is a lie. That you just walk into the business and you have such a distinct voice that's just yours. You're a lie. Because most of these people that you're watching in social media right now are melting pots of people you could see on that. If you went and dug up some more episodes of Def Jam and Comic View, you'd see where they get their style from.
That's the
you
truth.
Know? And because these young people don't know that, they're thinking they're just, oh my God, they're geniuses, they're incredible, and we in the back playing Name That Comic. So,
yes,
like seriously,
it's true.
our vets in the back playing Name That Comic. And the thing is, it's no diss. We all had to go through that rite of passage.
Yes.
Of, when I first came in the game, I was constantly compared to Adele and Monique and some more. And, at first I was like, wow, really? But then I realized that ain't no compliment, because who the hell is Coca Brown?
Right. Where's my identity?
So when I got around year number 9, year number 10, year number 11, I stopped hearing that. And then I begin to hear, ooh, girl, this chick out here being you.
Ooh, look how that
lets you know you have created your own entity when people now start emulating you.
Yep.
So,
and I love that you said, like, some of these people are out here right now, like, acting like they created a game, when in reality they mimicked this game and just kind of brought it back out. Because what I love that you did is you did your due diligence. You did various sketch comedies. You wrote for various sketch comedy shows. You just didn't start on Comic View. Oh no, are you here with me? You here with me?
Call your. I'm sorry. My mom called. Honey, FaceTime your grandma right now. Okay. Okay. Here, FaceTime. I'm sorry, guys. I have to multitask right quick.
It's okay. Okay.
Because his grandma's calling, honey. And wait a minute. All right. Here. Okay. Talk to your grandma. Okay, sorry.
No, I was saying, like, you did your due diligence. You were a writer for sketch comedy shows. You just didn't jump in and start doing Comic View. You didn't jump in and do One Mic Stand on the Apollo. You did the due diligence.
It's crazy. When I came up in the game, it was levels to it. You had to graduate to certain levels. You had to. They didn't let you just walk in and claim a spot.
Right.
They were like wolves at the door. And if you try to just walk in and claim a spot and not earn it, you were eaten alive.
Right.
But we now have a new genre of comedy. We have a new platform of comedy. And hold on one second. Mom, can we call you right back? Tell Grandma you're calling right back, okay?
Yes.
Okay, they're not hearing me.
I'll call you right back.
Oh my God. Okay. So, and it's so funny that whenever a vet speaks of this, the newer generation, they tend to love to say we're hating. Not the case at all. Not the case at all.
Right.
Don't act like you came in here and reinvented the wheel. Because I know I didn't reinvent no wheel.
Right.
There were people long before me and people long way before them. And each 10 or so years, there's an evolution of comedy. Comedy does something different. And I guess, when us vets speak about it, they think we're hating, but that's not the case at all. It's an observation.
Right.
Now I will say the difference between my generation and the generation before is that we respected the generations that came before us.
Right.
This new generation
don't care. Yeah.
They gangster. And back in my day, back when I was coming up, you would have got eaten alive by the OGs for that. Oh my God, you coming in with an ego, a chip on your shoulder, and you ain't earned no battle scars, no strife.
Right.
But now, you can come in completely unscathed. You get scathed when you've made it already. We come into business scathed. We come into business looking like Scar from the Lion King. Y'all don't get your scars until after you got a big-ass billboard on Sunset. Then you get attacked by people. Honey, please, try getting attacked when you don't have a machine and an agency behind you to protect you. You
That is
know,
so so
it's a
so
different
right.
animal. It's a different animal. But it is what it is. It's the new evolution. It ain't for everybody. They try so
Mm-hmm.
hard to make it seem like we've got to do what they do to be relevant. No, we don't.
Right. Because
You're
you
not going
already.
to tell me my 24 years in this business don't mean jack because I'm not putting a skit on IG every 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Right.
No, you're not going to tell me that. No, I'm not letting you tell me that. And if that means I don't get a spot at your table, then I'm going to go over here and build my own. How about
Right.
that?
Because you already created it. That 24 years is gone, Dane.
Seriously, I'm
Just be
not.
really
You're
clear.
not going to negate my 24 years because somebody came in here and microwaved comedy into 1 minute.
Mm.
No.
Mm.
You're
And
not
it's
going to
so
negate
true.
how hard I've worked to make sure I had 90 minutes of solid material under my belt. You're not going to negate
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm sorry. And if
Right.
that means I don't get a seat at this table, then I just wait till the next table comes up.
That's right.
Or not-
or while you,
And I will
or while,
sit at my own. I mean, seriously.
right, I'm going to say that while they're begging to get in the table, I'm building my own. I'm building the
Right, I'm
base of
not.
my own.
And I commend anybody that's conforming and doing that. I just know it's not my forte. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to embarrass myself, nor play myself, nor pimp myself
Yeah,
to remain relevant in your eyes. I'm not.
that's true.
I
That's
know.
so
I
true.
wear my scars. I know what I've been through.
And
I've been in these
you
trenches.
earned them.
And
You know what I mean?
I'm
You.
just not gonna. Sorry, it's not me. And I'm not knocking anybody that does it. Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a beautiful thing that you can take everything you've been doing for 25 years and 30 years and flip it into something and microwave it. Go right ahead. That's amazing.
Right.
It's just not me. You
Mm.
know?
Yes. Yes.
And I may wake up one day and it may be me. Who knows? I might be the 50-year-old chick doing
Mm.
skits. I don't know. But right now, it's
No.
not.
No. Right. So how you do this? You basically evolve into comedy. This
Hmm.
becomes who you are. People like myself who first saw you on Comic View, who have
Hmm.
loved you ever since,
Right.
watched you then evolve over into movies and television. How
Right.
was that? How was that um entrance for you? I remember seeing you. The first thing I ever saw you was in ER and Breaking Bad. But I know
Right.
even before that you were in Young and the Restless, which is my favorite of all time. You were in Blue Moon. You were in Lakeview Terrace. Like, how did you get? Ooh, no. Every time I get the question now. Sorry, y'all. We don't get this right. I promise. We don't get it. We don't get it. Her service is kind of like sketchy because of where she's driving. So just stay with us. Stay with us. We here. I promise. We here. I see y'all questions coming in the box too. So keep the questions coming. I'm going to get to them. I promise. Normally it's hard to get to them because I'm trying to get everything in. Hey, are you okay?
Sorry about that. It's
I'm good.
yes.
Are
I'm
you
like, are
good?
you kidding me?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
literally
here.
like, what in the- are you serious? But I'm sorry. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Now I was saying like your entrance into movies and television.
Mm,
How was that process for you from going to being a well-known comedian who
mm,
everybody adores and loves and kind of has a lot much more respect for because of your story to
mm.
now going into TV and film? How was that for you?
Um, you know,
I think there's a lot.
it was an easy transition. I've always believed if you stay ready, you don't
Wow.
have to get ready. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Mm.
Okay. All right.
I'm here. I think there may be a lag between you and me.
It might be a delay. Okay. But um, I've always believed that if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. When I went to LA, I hit the ground running. I was in classes, I was in workshops, I was networking, I was meeting people. Um, so when the roles began to come, I was ready, and
Mm.
it's weird how the business works. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It just isn't.
Mm.
Um,
Oh, you're cutting off for me. You're cutting off
oh
for me.
God. Okay, give me a second. I'm so almost home. Give me like 2 minutes. I'm gonna call
Sure.
you right back.
Okay, cool.
Okay, all right.
All right, y'all. Once again, I am sorry. These things are live, so it's not like my regular Courtney's Corner show where I can just bring these things to you, cute, edited, and done. I just asked if you want to stay on, don't leave, stay on. We're still gonna do this. What may end up happening is we may just do this in two parts. So you know how this only gives us an hour. So if I started at 8, by 9, they're really clocking me like, you gotta go. But stay tuned, don't leave. I'm going to get to these questions so that way those who posted in here, we can get those answered, and then we'll continue with the conversation. We have a lot more to talk about, just kind of getting into knowing, her transition into movies and film. We'll talk a little bit about that process. We'll dive into meeting Tyler Perry and how that catapulted her career. We'll dive into a bunch of different things, talking about her son, um, her upcoming roles, her upcoming things she has in the works, and it's playing a game with her. So just stay tuned, stay locked. How are you guys feeling? How are you doing? I know these last couple of months for a lot of us have been insane. It's been so uncertain that we're living in times where we don't even know how we're going to get our next meal. I know just for myself, speaking transparently, it has been extremely hard. You know, going from having a job where I was able to provide not only for myself but for an entire team of people to not having that job anymore and being furloughed from that job, and then trying to now find a space to be and live. But in that same aspect, ooh, excuse me, I'm spitting. In that same aspect, I recreated who I thought I was, who I didn't know I was. Basically, I did this was how I started Courtney's Corner back in 2010. We're 10 years in, and the level and love within the simplicity is what makes this good. Knowing that sometimes you need to go back to where you once were to regain the love you have for the things that you're doing. A lot of times we spend so much time doing things and being involved in things and wanting to do things that we don't know why we're doing what we're doing. And we lose the love aspect of why we're doing what we're doing. So we're miserable, we're not happy, we're depressed. A lot of people become suicidal. You know what I mean? So one of the things that I love about doing this is giving me the opportunity to re-fall in love with why I started this in the first place. And that's just to have conversations with people and discuss the plethora of social issues that as a community we are facing that are not getting media attention, that are not getting highlighted in news outlets. Every single day so far, every month so far since COVID, we've lost somebody, whether it be to COVID or whether it be to gun violence and police brutality. And these things need to get highlighted. And not just highlighted for a couple of weeks where there's protests going on for a couple of weeks, but we need to make that change. So on Courtney's Corner, we bring on these guests and we have those rough discussions and we figure out plans and we figure out things to do and put our feet to work. Because without those changes, all it is are empty resentment, empty anger that we keep bottled up inside of us, and we have nowhere to use it as an outlet. So this becomes that outlet. You know what I mean? And we all have opportunity in our own lives to be able to I hate to say this term, but it's so good. Al Sharpton said they keep putting their knee on our necks. Sometimes you know what? You gotta move, you gotta take that knee over, put your knee on theirs. And that's the type of time that we're talking about right now. So me bringing on celebrities is not a validation to what Courtney's Corner is. It's a blessing and it's an honor, but it doesn't validate what we do. It doesn't validate why I love what I do. You know what I mean? And in part, doing this has allowed me the opportunity to find my voice, to find the reason why I love sitting here with you guys every single day. And whether we're laughing and we're crying or we're joking or we're having conversations with celebrities, just being able to bring you guys authentic conversation from a person who grew up in Brooklyn, who suffered from kidney failure, who got a transplant 3 years ago and has never looked back since, For someone who at one point in his life didn't know whether he was coming or going, didn't know what I found purposeful in my life, who was just existing, not living, and now have the opportunity to see what life is, to experience what living in the moment is, living for the day is, not living with regrets. And I don't regret it, you know. And showing up and doing the hard work is what has gotten me here. So I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in and being a part and making every day great. For those of you who have just now for the first time ever heard of Courtney's Corner, we are here. We are media network. We are brand. We are a company that dives into this. We dive into inspiring and engaging and bringing in people who want to deal with these everyday conversations, deal with these everyday issues. What are we going to do as a community together? What are we going to do to add pressure to everything, to everyday life? What are we going to do so that they know to stop fucking with us, to stop treating us like as if we're second class citizens or like if we don't belong here? You know, I wear this equality shirt because at the end of the day, without equality, we will not be solid, and we will have to shake some things up until you guys get it. And that's what Courtney's Corner is. It's rugged, it's raw, it's real, it's relevant, it's essential to start off with these conversations, but to lead it to bigger and better things. And even if we're planting seeds right now, those seeds need to sprout. So we need to be the ones here nourishing those seeds so that way they sprout and not just having momentary conversations that lead to nowhere because we're no longer angry. But to remember at the end of the day, if we treat it like something temporary, they're going to act like it's temporary. And they're going to keep us bottled up on strings. But it's time that we cut loose and cause hell, cause chaos. Oh, you thought that we were done. You thought what happened in Minneapolis was right. You ain't seen nothing yet because there's power in numbers, there's power in unity, there's power in togetherness, there's power in community. And at the end of the day, we are all we got. Period. Period. So I thank you guys for all of you guys who've been joining in every single week for the last few months and have been watching the conversations and have been joining in on those conversations and being a part in the comments, in the queues for the questions, sharing my posts, sharing my lives, getting so many people involved. I am forever grateful. I'm honored. I'm humbled. You guys can follow us at Stocks Going Crazy. You can follow the other IG page at Courtney's Corner 89. We are here and we're here to stay. And we need people like you who are going to tune in every single time and share and post and get the world to know who we are. You know what I mean? Get the world to discover what Courtney's Corner is all about. You know, once again, I am just a guy from Brooklyn with a dream, a guy from Brooklyn who decided that at one point in his life, I'm no longer going to just settle for the baseline or settle for what society wants us to know, or what society wants us to hear, or what society wants to feed us. It's time to educate yourself. It's time to make those decisions. It's time to be uncomfortable. And that's what that is. You know what I'm saying? That's the meat of what we are. That's the meat of who we are. And I live this every single day. You know, being able to speak to celebrities, being able to talk to influencers, being able to talk to entrepreneurs and doctors and all that is a plus. But it doesn't validate the fact that we've already come a long way before God blessed us to be able to speak to these people. You know, it's just an add-on to all the hard work we already done. You know, so the people who always ask, oh, how do you get people on your show? How do you reach out to celebrities? What do you do? I let my hard work speak for itself. That's all I do. I let all that we've done in the past few years speak volume for itself. Because it means a whole lot more to see it in action, you know. Thank you guys for sticking in and staying in. And just waiting for Coco Brown to come back. She has some issues for those of you who are joining in and coming out. She has some technical difficulties. You know how it is. I don't live in Georgia. I live in New York. So my service is good. You know what I mean? What I want to do is when she comes back in, I want to redo the live so that way we're not rushing through the conversation and we get the opportunity to truly have it. I just don't want to end the live and then not get to the questions. If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to ask as well. I answer. If you guys have any, thing you may want to ask me personally about my brand or what I do or how long I've been doing this, I'm all in. Hoga Brown is back. Hold on, y'all.
The dog out. Hi.
Hey, so what
Okay.
I want to do, if it's okay with you, I want to come out and then go back in because we're only going to have a couple of minutes. I don't want to rush.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to come back out and
Okay.
then I'm going to add you right back.
Okay, honey. So go off and you'll come back?
Yeah.
Okay, honey. All right.